Now, one of the things that we did in our crew, and you can decide if you're going to do this or not, is we supplemented our gear with a backpack. Now, most of your gear can fit into the gray whales, but if you want to facilitate access a little bit, you can use a backpack. And what you would do is just one backpack per canoe. So I have a lot of gear in here, but it really would be distributed across 3 school backpacks. This is one of those tactical backpacks. It doesn't need to be like this. It truly can just be a high school backpack. And I'm going to show you some of the things in here just to give you some ideas again and some thoughts about what you're going to carry. Because this is quick access for us, and it's easily carried even with the big backpack. So I have a flashlight. I probably would possibly have that on me. Not everybody needs it, but I have my thread and needle for any kind of repairs that might need to be made. Talk about this in a second. Here's my cooking gear. So I have a little mesh bag so I can hang it up to dry if it's given back to me. The entire trip I used this cup and this spork, and then I had my pocket knife, and that's all I used the entire time. Most of your meals being one pot meals, you're just going to put your servings inside of here. If I had to do this kind of, again, I would probably get the next larger size that's more like a normal bowl, like a cereal bowl. Craig will probably talk to you a little bit about nesting bowls and nesting cups, where they're all exactly the same for everybody on the crew, and you can quickly stack those together as well and meet all your needs. So that's it. I have some options that I'll show you. I literally only took that, but I have a couple other examples of that type of very flat and doesn't take up space. So if you haven't seen these are those origami plates, and so you just snap the corners together and you have yourself a nice serving dish, easily cleaned. Unsnap them, do your sumping, which we hopefully will have talked about, and then do your sterilizing and washing of it afterwards. Again, just another version that essentially does the same thing, and then they become very flat. So difference from Fillet Northern Tier. At Fillet, you're worried about weight. At Northern Tier, you're worried about volume because you're not carrying things for very long distances. So in our backpacks, I would have 3 raincoats, the 3 people in the canoe, so quick access to get to those. Again, can be on top of the gray whale. The key on this is making sure that it is properly waterproof, not water resistant. Water resistant, you could potentially be out there for several hours in the rain, and water resistant will end up soaking you. So some form of a waterproof raincoat is definitely recommended. I actually have my fishing gear in here too. This is just one option. This is one of those sets where well, first of all, there's my fillet knife. So my fillet knife was inside there. This is just a cardboard tube that I've wrapped with duct tape. And then it's one of those fishing poles that collapses down into basically 14-inch segments. And so I can easily carry that without getting it hung up in the trees and stuff. Then I have a little kit with my reel and my stringer. And that's just a Ziploc tub with all of the parts and pieces in there to connect that. And there's my tackle box. So that's it. It's just a little small tackle box. Has what I need in here. I even have a pair of mini pliers. Mini multi-tool is inside of there for any cutting or plier options that I need to do. Retrieving that hook from inside of a pike. You'll have your map, so you'll need to carry that somehow. I will have talked about it. Great idea is to attach these to the gray whales, and you put them right in front of the duffer, and if you've got it hung and supported on there, you always have access to your map. Inside your map, you're going to have your compass, so at least again 1 per canoe. So you want a map set and a compass per canoe. I have some stringer. I'm going to show you something about that real quick after I'm done with the video here on how you can quickly make a nice clothesline that you can secure your shirts and your socks so that the winds don't blow it over. Adults, you need another mini waterproof bag for your passports or any of the paper documentation that you're going to take with you, things that you don't want to get wet. I actually have 2 of those just as examples. Lots of carabiners and strings to connect everything to canoes, so I need one of these even for my backpack so that when I put it inside the canoe it's connected to it, so if you capsize, my backpack doesn't go down the drain. Sunglasses. You got to think about your power source for whatever cameras or electronic gear you might take. This is one of those, it's a little solar charger. That was what was needed back when I went on my trips. Nowadays you've got those extra battery packs. Great opportunity, low volume for taking all the power you need to get all of your videos and your pictures taken. These are my rain pants. A cover for my backpack in case it rains, or for when it does rain. So on your crew, everybody doesn't need to take sunscreen. Everybody doesn't need to take toothpaste. So one big tube of sunscreen will serve everybody. One big tube of toothpaste will serve everybody. Not everybody needs to bring those things. You're not going to be wearing deodorant. We'll have a conversation about that. All you need is your toothbrush, and you really don't even a hair comb. I have a little waterproof notepad in here. Highly recommend you guys take journals. You know, it's amazing how quickly the memory will forget some of this. Hopefully you capture a lot of it on camera, but some daily notes about what you did and where you went is recommended. Even on the maps, one of the adults should probably go ahead and trace every night where you went and then circle where you camped at. And then you can take that back home and you'll see later some of the mementos that I created that you can use then to recall and remember the fantastic adventure that you were on. I think I have shown you everything I wanted to show you. I had 2 things left that I'll talk to in just a second. So one of the things that I mentioned in my video was the extra clothesline and a little trick that I do on that you might be interested in. So it's a standard clothesline attached to a tree or to a post or whatever you've got available to yourself with 2 half hitches on one end, and then you bring it back around another tree and bring it back to your taut line. But the difference is as I come off the tree, I start twisting the line. You can see that my line is wrapped up and twisted around itself. And then you can take those twists and shove your socks or your shirt between each of the loops, and they'll clamp down on the clothes, so if the winds pick up, they won't go anywhere. So you can see I've just got it between one of those twists. So this is trick number 2. This is my dump rope. It's a 10-foot of a little bit thicker rope. I've put bowlines on both ends. And then I have a real carabiner, not one of those cheap fake ones, because you're going to be putting some load on it. You use this to support yourself during a wilderness dump. All you need is this rope and a tree. So I'm going to do my business, run this rope around myself, around the tree, connect it, put it down around my hip, and I'm ready to do business. Do my business. My feet are out in front of me. I can lean back. If you think you're going to be here for a longer period of time, you could wear your vest, and that's got padding and everything on it, so you can run the rope around that and do your business. Use it to pull yourself back up. The dump rope. At this point, I'll probably just open it up to the phone line again if anybody has any questions on personal gear. Thank you.